All right, so this is another video in the series here on the Mid-Atlantic Major for the NXL 2024 event in Atlantic City. We're going to be talking about the center of the field, so if you haven't checked out the other videos on the snake, possible bounce shots, or the Dorito side, make sure you check those out as well after you watch this video. I did want to give a shout out to ProEdge for sponsoring this video. Thank you so much to them and their support. Be sure to check the link in the description down below so that way you can get the best deals on all your gear. All right, when we are looking at this middle, so this Aztec, I think this Aztec and this tower is probably going to be that there's someone there every single point. If not the whole point, someone's going to be there and then being able to dive up the field and cause some havoc. But I think as we move across, you'll see that. So we'll just go from the back and go forward. This Aztec shooting into the snake, this is going to be something that's actually pretty useful. So as people move up off the break, it's not going to be as easy to see someone diving into the snake off the break. But the good thing is that once they get up into the 50 snake, this Aztec can actually shoot down. And because this is outset more than the beam, you're really going to be able to drop in those shots into the outer part of the snake. So if they're trying to wrap around or even just trying to stay super low, as long as you have paint across there, they're not going to be able to move. I think because it's going to be pretty much hitting the ground. So it's not that you can get underneath it. You know, sometimes snakes are in a certain spot that people can crawl and stay low enough. But I think this is going to be good for that. And then if they do happen to go wide, because as weird as it is, and we'll probably talk about this more in the snake video, but this snake, I think this outside will be used. As weird as that sounds, I think if people can get in here unseen and get to their side, it's just going to be ridiculous. So you have someone that at least has eyes that way, if it looks like they're going into a deeper run, that you can shoot past there and either stop them or maybe catch them as they overslide a little bit. So this Aztec off the break is going to be pretty good for at least stopping them from moving further forward. I'm sorry, not off the break, but helping stop the snake. The other thing is they can shoot into this other Aztec, and then they also are able to shoot into this kind of no man's land. So if someone's trying to run and gun out, maybe they're trying to delay and then go out, this player can shoot straight back up the gut and be able to shoot into there. And then same thing if they're if they're diving across and maybe trying to use this little W as a way to get into the snake, this guy can come across real quick and pull up. They probably are going to have to actually, no, I think that, this could work. I'm trying to look at it. So the box coming off, it's going to be a couple steps and then shooting into this gap. So if someone is diving, they're going to have to dive super hard, probably back here, and crawl up. So it's just going to make it harder for them to be able to get there alive. It's not impossible, but this player is going to make it more difficult for them. The other good thing is that you're able to shoot cross into the Dorito. So if we follow these purple lines, so you can shoot into this can, you can also shoot into this this tower here, and then also into, this is going to be more threading the needle here, but shooting into the Dorito 1 to 2 gap, dropping it into there. But if they get into the Dorito 2, this is someone that can help with picking up that gap. This gap getting across here, Dorito players are really going to have to fight for. So this is something that someone is able to really help out with stopping the Dorito side push. Will people double this up? I don't know. I think that it's something that you should try, but I don't know. I know this weekend, looking at it, I want to try it. I want to have two people in there to see how is it that we can stay alive and really shut down one side, or maybe one player delays and then goes up into the tower after someone from the tower goes up into the brick. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out, but this Aztec is pretty strong. I think it's going to be used pretty often. Now this tower is even better. This tower, when I was looking at it, I was just like, oh my gosh. So it has the shot going into the snake. So I think coming up, if you were running and gunning, you have to get past this pin, but you can shoot into the snake area. I know the marker didn't really last as long, but you can see the red zone here, that red line. if you're running and gunning up, you can shoot into the snake. So if someone wants to try to go across, they're gonna have to make it past your lane. So you're either gonna shoot them or be able to see that they went in there. And then if someone is in the Aztec, now they can worry about, you know, if they're trying to crawl up and come up into the 50 snake, all right, well, now they can't do anything. Now they've gotten there, did all that work for nothing. So at least you have eyes that way. You can also shoot into that Aztec. So if, again, maybe you shoot there and then shoot there off the break, like a 1-2 shot. Or if you're trying to keep someone from filling out to support their snake, you can also do that. And then of course you have the outside of that Aztec. So if someone, again, this is why we go and play, the filtering into the snake, it's probably gonna be from these two bunkers. I don't think it's gonna come from the Aztec and go into a deeper shot, but some of these pins might be enough that it blocks them out. So if someone's trying to maybe wrap or trying to help out their snake player, you're able to shoot that player and at least keep them honest to stop them from helping out their snake so much. Where I think that this tower is really going to shine is the Dorito side. So you really want to make sure that you have someone that has a very, very good shot and is very controlled with their gun. You have the shot going into the can and out of the can, so you have both of those. You also have a shot going over the top of this little brick going into the Dorito. So if someone's trying to come across and dive in, you have that same shot there. So this is going to be a lot of an audible, depending on how it is that the other team is going. Maybe they like to delay and then go in, and they like to push the Dorito side harder. Okay, well, that tower can now shoot that way. But I think that this guy is going to be pretty important because of what they can do in the middle afterwards as well. Shooting into the Dorito corner, again, you can shoot that going in, and you can also shoot them coming out. So if they try to go into the Dorito 1, you have that shot there. You don't really have it as well. That's why I didn't continue the line. I don't know that, I think it's gonna just be hitting the bunker, but if they're standing up, it'll drop in probably back over here. But you can't shoot past here. But you do have the shot going in from the Dorito 2 to the 50 wing. So that is where the players are going to want to get to, as well as into your side of the field. That's always going to be where the better shots are. So this guy is really able to do a lot of damage and a lot of zone control to slow down the Dorito side. What I really like with it too is that because it's a huge brick here, and it's going to be harder for the snake to like pop up halfway. I think what most snake players will do is come in and crawl all the way down. If they're doing that kind of stuff, they're not going to stop, and they'd have to like thread the needle through here to shoot you. It's not impossible, but this guy is going to have a pretty easy run on the snake side to come up into this brick. And that's when they can really choose of what side do they want to help. If they're already in the 50 snake, you can bait that snake player. Maybe this Aztec comes off and this guy tries to come around and they get eliminated there. If they just got into the snake, this guy can keep them from coming around that snake, or can shoot in through here and just be pounding across into this gap to make sure that no one actually gets into the snake. They also can help out a huge amount on the Dorito side. So this Dorito side, they have shots going into the entrance of this, this tower, into the Dorito, and also into pretty much every single, actually it is every single gap on the Dorito side. So the corner to the Dorito 1, the 1 to the 2, and then they also have the Dorito 2 to that 50. So, and it doesn't look like there's going to be bounce shots coming in. There might be one off this wing. We'll get around to that in the bounce shot video, but it looks pretty safe. So it looks like you're going to have to either battle this guy out to put them into to make the move, or send someone through to go and bunker that player. But it looks like it's going to be pretty good to come up into here and just have a lot of that zone control. And then if you can get into their side, of course you just have better shots going in. So if you want to be real aggressive coming through and going into their brick, the issue would just be that if you don't have anyone coming out to the Dorito side to shoot this way, it's going to be easier for them to come through and bunker you. It's going to be harder for you to get protection from the snake side. So if you're looking snake side, at least you would trade with them. But if they try to bunker you on the Dorito side, if you have someone wider, they'd be able to get eliminated before they get over to you. At least that would be the idea. But that's why there's timing and all that in paintball. So some more stuff coming from the other side of the other side of the center. I know that's kind of weird to say. So this can shooting into the 50 as well, so maybe this Aztec isn't able to shoot that way for some reason, or maybe they get eliminated. This guy can pick up that zone. There's that drop shot into that same Aztec. I'm sorry, into the further Aztec. Then wrapping, you can shoot into the middle. Now, if they're pulled and rolled off and shooting into a gap, you're not going to shoot them. But it could be enough that it puts them in enough that it allows your Dorito side to move up. Shooting into this tower and into this gap is definitely a thread the needle. I don't see this can being something that I would want to stay there long term. This would be something later in the game that if they needed help, if you needed to filter back to do something to help out, it's not like it's the only one that can shoot this 50 snake, so it's going to be more, you know, you kind of get here off the break and wrap and then go, maybe use as like a delay to move up. I don't know, but looking at what it can do, it doesn't really seem all that great to stay here. Does seem good as a way to kind of pause, delay for a second, shoot into maybe someone that's trying to shoot back through this gap or something, and then you move up. Going into this tower, there is a blind shot, again, going into that Aztec, so really just be careful with blind shots. Remember that they have all those same shots back at you, and just like I've mentioned in other videos, these are all first impressions, so I could be wrong on some stuff, so just take this as a caveat. Now, this Dorito here, I think could actually be pretty decent. You could actually use it as a way to get someone up to help to shoot into the snake gap and make it where the snake just has no way of getting in. Because if you can dominate the snake side, you're going to do really well on this field. Just because of the fact of how far you can go. Well, you have to, because of there being like nothing, no breaks. And then shooting inside at that same tower. Your heads up shot, you do have a shot into this tower. I think it's going to get blocked out a little bit. Just you can see how the Dorito edge comes out. But shooting across the top, maybe you can kind of sit low and shoot up because they can stand up. It's a tower, so maybe you can catch them off guard for that one. And then also shooting into the Dorito corner. Getting into this brick, I think this brick, I would go here as a way of helping support the Dorito side. You can see that they can shoot into a lot of those gaps, but you're opening up to, if someone gets into the snake, they can stop here and have a decent shot, or someone coming and bunkering you. So, you know, if someone comes around here, they can kind of float through here and shoot you. And if no one's looking into this gap, then yeah, I mean, hopefully there would be someone shooting across there, but it's not like you can really protect yourself. There's really no reason to shoot into the snake way. It didn't really seem like it was all that important, but these shots into these gaps is pretty good. So I would personally, if I was going there, use this as a way to support the Dorito side, to maybe catch someone off guard, especially this player. So this Dorito 2 to the 50 Dorito, this guy, you know, if they're thinking that they can see you and you come up into this brick, this wedge is going to block you out at least a decent amount. So if you sit back a little bit further, you have a lot of time to bait the player coming through. So just know you got to make your shot. If you don't, then you're just a sitting duck. And it's going to be pretty difficult to stay alive there. So yeah, so that is the center. Thank you again to ProEdge for sponsoring this video. Again, please support those that support the channel and click the link in the description down below. Tell me what you guys think of the middle, and I will see you in the next video. As always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.